It ain't easy always being right, okay? I've gotten one thing wrong this season so far, and that was Terrence Ross. He originally was signing with Mavericks, and then he flipped to the Suns. That's the one thing I got wrong, okay? With the Kevin Durant trade, with the Kyrie trade, with all the stuff, I was basically at the forefront. Everyone's telling me, why are you saying the Atlanta Hawks are hiring Quin Snyder? From the information I had received and the information that was made available by Shams Charania and a bunch of insiders, yesterday we knew Quin Snyder was being hired. He was out of the country and they were waiting for him to come back into the country to figure it out. And the Hawks have offered Quin Snyder a head coaching job. The deal is worth around $8 million per year. And it's looking like it's working out. Landry Fields and Kyle Korver and Quin Snyder and Quin Snyder's team have spent the past 48 hours bouncing ideas, basically figuring out like how to make this relationship work. And this all started from a virtual meeting on Wednesday, which I reported. And we found out that Snyder was believed to be out of the country as of Wednesday and that he was going to be flying back into the country, and that when he got back into the there was a bunch of other candidates. Charles Lee, Kenny Atkinson, Jordi Fernandez, Mitch Johnson, Miles Simon. But the 29 and 30, 8th place Eastern Conference standing Hawks are looking to make a coaching change right now. Okay, they need guys to be held accountable, like Trae Young. Supposedly Trae Young's always late. Trae Young is like not a leader by example, and he's not really a leader. And they believe that Quin Snyder can create a culture there. There's no culture. And Shams Charania says the Hawks have offered him the job, and that this is basically, Trae Young and Quin Snyder, they got to figure it out. Or Quin Snyder needs to make how he can get Trae Young to snap into place. And people are going to be like, well, he's under contract with the Utah Jazz. No, he's not. The Utah Jazz do not hold his contractual rights, okay? There is no rights to Utah. I think if there was, they relinquished their rights to Quin Snyder as a parting gift because the Jazz mutually agreed to part ways. So the Jazz do not hold any rights to Quin Snyder. Quin Snyder, a former Atlanta assistant, former San Antonio Spurs assistant, a guy who was brought up from Mike Budenholzer. So, like Budenholzer. Is it Budenholzer or Budenholzer? It's Budenholzer, right? I really do believe that this is a good move. This was the move that needed to be made right here for what it could be. And I've been saying it for a while. It ain't easy being right. All right? I've been saying it for a few days now. And look, what do I think of this? Quin Snyder, the first thing is his offense is, it's his scheme for offense and defense. It's not the easiest. So what I'm saying here is this team will make the playoff. Quin Snyder will get this team to playoffs. Quin Snyder was the best coach. Even if you included Ime Udoka, Quin Snyder was the best coach available. That was for a fact. I like Ime Udoka, and I might argue that Ime Udoka would have been just as good as a choice, but Quin Snyder has more experience. He coached a team for 8 years. There's nothing bad about him. There's no PR nightmare. So this was the right move. And I know there's going to be people like saying that Ime should be hired, and I even said that Ime Udoka initially should have been hired, but as time passed, Quin Snyder is the right choice. But Quin Snyder has worked with small backcourts, Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. And I talked the other day and I was saying, there's a way we can compare these rosters. And for me, I do believe that it's a better team than that people are expecting or realizing, okay? Because for me, I think it's a team that definitely could, look, this season, in my opinion, they're just going to try to make the playoffs. Next year is when they're really going to try to be title contenders. I'm serious about that one. I think it's something that needs to be looked into comparison, or just look at it. If you look, it took them 2 seasons. The 3rd season was Utah really jumped onto the scene with Quin Snyder. The first 2 seasons were wrapped. So I do want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of Quin Snyder becoming the head coach? Okay. And yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. Okay. I'm going to go. I'm also trying to figure out how to title this, but if you guys have anything else you would have wanted to hear, let me know, okay? And also, supposedly the Atlanta Hawks fired Nate McMillan, blindsided people. They fired the coach not out of nowhere, but there had been rumblings, which we knew. But a lot of people within the organization, coaches, players, and staff were blindsided with 23 games left that they just decided to pull the trigger now. And the Hawks are expected, you know, yeah. So by tomorrow, it'll be official. Let me hear your thoughts down below. But that's basically the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good jazz. I love you.